How you guys doing? Eric here. Today is Friday. I think it's November 25th, 2021. Black Friday. And I just thought I would do a little video this morning. Get out what's on my mind right now, talk about everything I've been through here in the last couple of weeks. A lot of people would tell you that I'm going through a certain thing, but I had this all thought out in my mind, and then I start rolling the camera, and I run into a brick wall sometimes. So I just got to talk through it. But so yeah, we'll just say I've been through a very non-emotional, but what's another thing for emotional? I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time getting my thoughts out. They've been flowing real good here all the way up until I turned on the camera, and then I just kind of hit a brick wall. But yeah, what I've been through, basically, people might say it's one thing that we've all been deceived to believe all our lives. We go through this, every so often. They talk about this thing circulates around through the population, and we all get it, and it runs a course through us, and we usually get rid of it, but that's not what I really believe anymore. I go through this every 3 to 4 years, and every time it's just more intense. It's more of a near-death experience. It's more of a it's a total breaking down of the mind and the spirit. That's the word I was looking for, spiritual. What we go through, and it seems to me like every time I go through it, it's more intense, because the exposure, in the world becomes more intense, and it just takes more effort and more just more of a near-death experience to get through it for me. And so yeah, this time, of course, this has been the most intense soul, what do I call it? Soul, cleansing is one word you could use. But they want us to believe that it's a physical thing, that it's based on a thing that can be seen, and it spreads around from person to person. I think it's more of the world toxicity thing, and there's more and more toxicity in the world every time, so it becomes a more intense process each time. Like I say, I go through this like every 3 to 4 years, and I've always believed what I've been told about it. But now, after going through it this time, I see it for what it really is. And it's not that at all. It's a buildup of toxicity over the years. You know, you live in this world and it's full of all this frequency, physical poisons, you know, mental poisons, and all this stuff that you're constantly exposed to. You know, you don't really think about it. And then plus, you know, I've been living a pretty crazy lifestyle, as you guys know, lately, where I've been just beating myself up, not eating right, not drinking, you know, not drinking too much, you know, just doing everything too much, and not proper nourishment. And that all, every so often, I think all those factors come together and your body breaks down, and it has to, it'll either kill you or it goes into a cocoon and sweats it all out, and mentally you fucking dream it out, you know, physically you sweat it out, and you just lay there. I just been lay there night after night after night, hallucinating, not getting enough sleep, not getting proper nutrition, and just, and they would want us to believe that this is a physical thing, you know, or just a thing that goes around every so often. And but I come to discover that no, it's more of a buildup of toxicity over time, and when it finally does break our body down, break our, you know, our body and our spirit and our soul down, and it just, and when we collapse, you know, some people don't make it. You know, they don't survive through the process of it's a process. So it takes, as the world becomes more and more toxic, you know, it takes more time for each cycle, I call it, you know, I've been calling it a cycle of, you know, detoxification, which they would call something else. They would call it a, you know, a thing that spreads around, and people, they give it to each other. And, you know, I've come to not believe in that at all. That's what we've been taught, and that's what most people believe. And so I've gone through it now I'm still not over it. I'm still going through it. I'm still weak. I feel better. Today feels good because it's a lot warmer. You know, my house ain't fucking freezing, so I'm not sitting there going just with the chills, and my body aches ain't quite as bad. But I'm still not over it. You know, I'm getting better. But the thing is, you know, when you come out of it, you know, you either, you know, as I'm coming out of it this time with a whole new spiritual understanding, you know, and I've broken down all the toxicity out of my body pretty much, all the mental, physical, you know, emotional, so much stuff the world's going through now. And the problem becomes, after you've done all that, you've purged yourself of most of the poison out of your body that you've been consuming for that last 3 or 4 year cycle that I go through. and then you feel better, you start to feel better, and like it becomes time to try to re-nourish yourself, and that's where I'm at now. I'm not able to really re-nourish myself because I have no source of proper nourishment to, and I never really have. So, I'm trying to use liquids. Like this is like 2/3 water, 1/3 orange juice. That's what I've been using mostly. And I've eaten a little bit here and there. What little foods I have eaten over this have just not tasted right at all. And I've thrown up, and I can't keep any nutrition down, and which is pretty common. They would say, "Oh, that's just symptoms of the physical bug that you got," which has been a deception they've given us all along, that this is caused by a thing that circulates. And so, the problem becomes, how do I find proper nutrition again? And it's very, very difficult. Whatever food I have here in my house, it's not appetizing to me. What have I been eating? I've been maybe a can of tomato soup. I'll drink a can of tomato soup. That'll be my dinner. Or like the other day I tried eating a couple eggs, and I'm eating the eggs as I'm trying to swallow the eggs. My stomach's trying to throw it right back up, and so that becomes the problem in the end, when you finally go, when the thing, the process takes its course. You're still left in the world that you just detox out of, and there's no proper way to re-nourish yourself. And so that's what I'm struggling with, on a physical level. But on a spiritual level, it's been more enlightening than anything ever. I feel it's kind of like I've died, and my soul has totally died, gone to hell, and been reborn. And I feel like a whole new person, like a butterfly that's gone through its cocoon, and now it's out in the world, seeking some sustenance to help re-nourish itself back to health, and that becomes a real problem for me right now. And so I think that's the best I could get it out, what I'm going through right now, in a short nutshell. I just wanted to get this out there while it's in my mind. I mean, it's not exactly what's in my mind, but I think I did a decent job of talking about this morning. And you guys have been concerned about me, I know. But I'm almost through this. Like I say, I mean, the thing is now, how do I properly re-nourish myself? Because the world is full of nothing but toxicity. So to try to re-nourish yourself in such a sick world is, I just don't have access to proper nourishment. Most of us don't, just don't have But yeah, it's not what they want us to believe, you know. And then most people totally believe what they're told. They totally believe that this is a physical thing, that you can measure it, you know, you can test it. There, bam, there's your test. It's positive, you know. And it's been a deception the whole time. Anyways, I did my best here to try to explain this to you guys. And hopefully I'll be back making some new videos soon. Some live streams. Talking about the whole fucking nightmare going on. And I'll go ahead and end this right here. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon.